something exciting that you really care about, you won't have to be pushed because that vision will pull you. And you know, when we envision our Y4C2Ts in our lives, it's something that'll pull us through. You know, I love being able to say these together each week because it feels like I'm getting pulled through. So let's all stand up together and repeat the Y4C2Ts together. You guys ready? Here we go. Win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers, they always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all. Success results through people. Great job, you guys. Sit down. Let me give you 3 quick things of KW culture. That second item there, integrity. Do the right thing. You know, Webster's tells us that integrity is a firm adherence to a code of especially moral or artistic values. And that's the value of what we do when we say our Y4C2Ts. It's integrity that'll pull us along to do the right thing. And that is great KW culture. The second thing of KW culture is this. You want to do the right thing without wanting to be acknowledged for it. Why is that? Because it's like building a secret treasure. You know, you will be rewarded in due time. That's not only a promise, that's great KW culture. And the third thing of great KW culture is this. You want to take a stand on an issue that may not be popular, but it's right. You know, voting is coming up. So we want you all to be aware in your own mind of what is right. And know those issues that matter to you. And then stand up for them. Because that is great KW culture. And with that, I hope you guys have a great culture week.
Cool. All right, thank you, Brent. Hey, you know, guys, it is a testament to the culture of KW to look around this room and to see all of you here. You know, as you were coming in, I thought to myself, man, we're a little low this week. And that's phenomenal, because when I talk to other managers, when I talk to other team leaders, that's not a universal situation. This is pretty extraordinary to have an office that comes together for training, for support, for culture like that. So do me a favor, look around the room. If there's someone you don't recognize or haven't seen in a while, just go and say hello, and if you just introduce yourself and just connect for a minute. All right, come on back, come on back. All right, guys, come on back to the big group. I love it. Come on back. Let's get the attention back up here. You know, I was at a training on Friday, and it was awesome to be there. But one of the things that stood out to me the most was the facilitator of that training said something that stood out to him from a training he was at. And it was simply that the answer is always in the room, right? And in this industry, we're going to run into a lot of different things, different clients, different transactions, different obstacles. But we got to remember the wisdom that's in this room. And I don't care if you're a first-year, brand-new agent, you have something to bring that we can benefit from. And I don't care if you're a 36, 37 unit a year agent, there's something that you can learn, but there's also something that you can share. And so we have an incredible, incredible resource here amongst us. The more that we connect, the stronger that we are. So we're going to keep doing that every week here at Connection Point. So hey, let's get into some events and announcements. So last week the challenge was who could make the most contacts. A contact being a two-way conversation. That could be in text or on the phone. And so we were going to be giving away some Christmas tickets. So does anybody want to shout out with the number of contacts they made this last week? Oh, got to track it, Tyler. Okay. All right. A lot. Okay. Alice, did you want to?
24 calls and 6 letters.
24 calls, 6 letters. Okay, good. Can we beat 24 calls, 6 letters? All right. Christina. All right.
I attempted 172 and 82 people talked to me.
So you talked to 82 people. Wow. All right. Very nice. Almost a bold 100. And then tell me, so from the 82, what were the results?
A lot of leads. So we have a webinar coming up with Tim tomorrow, and it's like a first-time home buyer here, and that's most of my sphere besides people that I've sold to. So it's a lot of that. So just inviting them to the webinar, nurture, a lot of that kind of.
All right. Awesome. So a lot of leads, a lot of contacts, a lot of connections. So very cool. Success in real estate is a function of how many conversations you can have. That's just the reality of it. So well done. Anybody want to beat that number? Where's Saul? Come on, man. And usually we got a head-to-head there. I know. Saul misses out. All right. Well, the winner of this week's Christmas party tickets is Christina. So very good. All right. Good deal. Well, hey, just to remind you, our MREI Book Club meets every Tuesday here at the Riverside Market Center. one-to-many event. That is a client event. Now, some of you have businesses where it makes sense to rent a movie theater, right? Some of you have businesses where that sounds like it would break your family and your marriage, right? So that's okay. That's why we do these events. So you can leverage what we're doing here to go out to your sphere, and your language is, hey, I'm doing a trunk or treat, or my team is doing a trunk or treat. We'd love for you to show up and be part of that. Sam and Eliza, watch them at these events. It is amazing how they run that like it's their event, and their clients come in, they greet them. That's what we want. We don't want your clients to show up and just kind of wander around. These are your people. Make sure they know to meet you to get a special something from you. That make sense? Mm-hmm. Cool. So that's going to be fantastic. That will only be at our Norco location and at our Mission Grove location. It will not be at our Ontario. It will not be at the Ontario commercial location. However, we should do that next year. We should try to get them involved. So,
well, they are participating. They'll be coming here.
Oh, cool. Well, KW Commercial, our Norco, pardon me, our Ontario.
Yeah, I think
location.
they're going to Norco actually.
All right, Ontario Business Center will be at Norco as well.
Yes.
So that's one of the things I don't think we talk about enough, that Keller Williams Riverside is a regional company that spans locations in Norco, Ontario, and here in Riverside. And our vision is to really be the dominant company in the region and expand from those three positions. It's just something we're going to continue to talk about more and more. We want to position ourselves here. This is our client event, the Pumpkin Pie event.
Yeah.
You can buy pies from us for $7. We'll pick them up and ruin our suspension with a heavy load of pies.
Yes.
Bring them here to Market Center, where you can invite your clients to come by and pick them up from you. Or you can take them to deliver. I know Kevin Allen usually does a combination of those things. So this is a great opportunity. I would not invite every person in your 400-person database to get these. When we think about the lead generation model, that target, right, the very people in the center we call allied resources, the ones that you can count on for one to three referrals a year, those are pie people, right? The people you want to meet in your farm may not be pie people, right? Because that's a very expensive pie. So decide on that, target that, and then set your budget, and then invite. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's, once again, what date? November
Well,
18th.
yes, and then we're going to do a lead pie generation like in the morning. So you come in and we'll make calls on the November 1st before
So we'll be calling
connection
those
point.
people. Yeah. Awesome.
So the pie event is at what time?
The pie event is on the 18th from 9 to 11.
No, that is
Oh, never
the
mind.
lead gen.
Oh,
It is
3:30 to 6:30.
Yes.
On the 18th.
Is it on there? 'Cause I
Then
can't-
it's not.
No, this is just the lead gen. I'm going to be sending out emails and
Okay, cool.
so don't
You
worry.
for a
More
long-
info- I will make it easy. More information, see Sam or Melanie. Good deal. And then our Christmas party, 2022
Yes.
Night of Dare Dancing and Fun at Indian Hills Golf Course. Tickets are on sale now, $50 per ticket. Good deal. So make sure you get your tickets. And then Bold. Bold will be Thursdays at KW Redlands starting October 27th, going through December 8th. Guys, this is absolutely the moment to do Bold. Because I've said it a couple times, the rest of the market goes to sleep and it tells themselves why it's okay to fail right now. If we do the opposite, what happens is we continue to thrive through the fourth quarter, and then we explode in the first quarter. When everybody else is ramping up things, trying to get started again, you're doing business, right? When they're wondering where it went, you're the one cashing the checks. So Bold is a critical moment for us. $7.99. If you haven't signed up yet, please, I would definitely consider that. If you need some scholarship help, see Melanie. We have some of that set aside. And just to let you know, right now Bold is averaging 12 contracts per agent participating. 12 contracts per agent participating, they can directly link to Bold. So you do the work, you get the results, and that's what Bold makes you do. Our team so far, I believe the Othman team, is that right, Sam? I had you there, but
Yes.
Okay, good, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Melendrez, Brittany Gonzalez, Gloria Sanchez, Eddie Villafan, Tyler Hungerford, Rachel Knoll. There you go, Tyler. Saul Zamora. Oh, Saul is here. Sorry, man, you missed the recording of Saul.
73.
Oh, I should be kidding. That's good.
I paid Chris yesterday.
There you go. Okay. And I converted that money to lottery tickets. Saul Zamora and so there you go.
Edward
By the
Jones
way,
has joined our team.
And Edward Jones is joining the team.
Yeah, Ed.
So I would love for this to be a powerhouse, guys. So get signed up if you can. And then the Q4 listing contest, prizes in the following categories: most listings, most closings, any first year with a listing, a first listing, most new contacts entered in command, attendance award, and the all-in award. We need to make sure we report those numbers at each awards that we do moving forward. So, cool. New listings. We have a rental 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom from Tanya Bambrook, and that is for $2,800 in Norco. Good. We've got another Tanya Bambrook 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,662 square feet for $699. Looks, and that is also in Norco. Good. And then the Othman team, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, square footage of 2,316. The price $659. Sam, what do you have to tell us?
Great
about this
neighborhood.
property?
This is a beautiful, gorgeous property, 92507, brand new. You guys take a look at it. It's really upgraded. The price is $659, very, very low. And it's a strategy we're talking, and we have 3 offers already, but
Oh, nice.
but I'll take your offer at $725, no problem.
So if you're paying attention, Sam saw the 72 sold stuff come out at Mega Camp, and he dove in with both feet. And what we're seeing are the results. How many offers did you say?
3 right now.
3 offers. Is that common in this market? Nope. So Sam's doing something special. Find out. 6 scary questions.
Spooky.
What's that?
6 spooky questions.
Spooky questions. That's fine. Okay, and is that any other new listings that aren't on the board yet or in the pipeline, Tyler?
Yeah, one in San Jacinto, new builds, 490,000, and another one in Victorville, 4-bedroom, 2-bath,
Nice.
449 with the pool.
Are those coming soon? Or are those on the MLS right now?
They are going on the MLS today.
Perfect. Okay, so if you've got clients in that price range, talk to Tyler.
Thank you.
Anybody else before we move on? Cool. Well, hey, check the handout on your seat. Before we get to awards, I wanted to do a little bit of training. We know that we're in a shift. Now, a seasonal shift, yes. Market shift, yes. Both are true. Is the market shift catastrophic? No. In fact, the market right now looks more like a seasonal shift. Where it goes from here, I don't know, and neither does anyone else. However, the tactics of a shift are still critically important. And so our challenge is getting the right mindset so that you can take the right actions for your life and your business and specific lead generation, right? So, so here's what we have to have in mind. Right now, for the last 3 years, any model worked. In real estate, literally any model worked for the last 3 years. What do? Social media. It worked. What do? Oh, I don't know. It just comes to me. It worked, right? I pay for X leads from this lead source. It worked. There really wasn't a model that didn't work in the last 3 years. Guess what? Now it's time to go to tested models. Now the agents I talked to who had the best year ever in 2021, 2022 are down 50 to 60%, and they don't know what's going on, right? Because they're not running a model. And so what we're going to get into is some of the thought behind that. So if you think that the things you've been doing will keep working, you're going to find out that they don't. What we need to do right now is double down on lead generation. That's why BOLD is so critical. Don't confuse action with progress or achievement. The important thing is doing things. Isn't doing things, it's doing the right things. The things that will set you up for the future. Now, I've given you a couple social media models over the last couple weeks. If you haven't received those, just check in with me, I'll hand you one of them. If you're going to be you should be doing social media, but you shouldn't be doing social media in such a way that I'm just posting stuff every now and then. There should be a system to it that you can track, right? And so a model says, my cadence is going to be X, right? In addition to that, we've got to get focused back on our databases, period, right? You've got to shift your lead generation and your conversions. So I love this quote from James Shaw. James saying, you must get to the point that you care more about the people inside of your house than you do about the people outside of your house. Now that quote to me has 2 meanings. When you read that, what do you think? What's your response to that?
Family's everything.
Family's everything. Yeah. Oh man, I hate making calls. Ugh. Why? My pride, typically. It's awkward, it's weird. Do I care more about the people in my house than the people out of my house? Am I more worried about the lifestyle they're going to live than what that person could possibly think of me? Right? So absolutely. That to me is a huge one, right? My kids, my family, our lifestyle is dependent on me doing the work, and I've got to care about the people in my home more than I care about it's going to be weird with the people in my database. True? Cool. What else can that mean?
Your sphere.
Yeah, absolutely. It is always easier to get a repeat customer than it is to get a new customer. It's always cheaper to keep a customer than it is to go find a new customer. You're always going to get a better conversion rate on people who know you and recognize you in the supermarket than you are on people who just kind of got your number off of a cold call list, right? And so, do you care more about the people inside of your house than you do about the people outside of your house? In a shift, what typically happens is panic sets in and people start just firing off money at different strategies, right? And what they do that willy-nilly because they just try to do something with it, just focus their efforts back at building the database and working in the database. What they would begin to see is consistent results from that database. Now, Christina, you did 86 contacts this week, right? Or something like that? 82? I don't remember numbers. So you did 70 something.
73.
All right, she beat you. Okay.
Yeah.
Alex, you did 26, right? Right, that good deal. Alex, you have a good year this year?
Yeah.
There you go. Right. Okay, so I just want to point out, 86 is good, 70 something's great, 26 is good too, right? You can have an extraordinary life in your database and have fun doing it. That's kind of the point. And you were having notes?
And we went to the car convention.
And you went to the car convention. The car, not
So-
cars like
California.
but
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, absolutely.
Cars.
Yeah, yeah. Nice, yeah. And so that's where our business comes from, is from the people who know us. Now, what I'd like you to do in the handout right there, I want you just to look at these three questions here. And this is on page 38. Now, you get every other number. But I want you just to answer those questions. How many existing contacts in your database haven't been contacted in the last 3 months? Right? Now you can do that. I mean, so one of the things that you can do on the Command app, if you want to, is you can just open that up. You can go through and you can just click the last contacted tab, and it'll show you, right? But how many people in your database haven't been contacted? And if you don't have that right with you right now, I want you just to estimate how many existing contacts in your database haven't been contacted in the last 3 months. All right. Anybody want to shout out? Tyler, you laughed in sort of a diabolical way.
It's over 150, I think.
Over 150.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have like a lot more than that.
Anybody else? See that idea of, and this is okay. So my own brain type, right? I tend to overestimate the connection I have with people. I go 6 months without talking to somebody, and I think we're close, right? That's just the way my brain operates. Most people's brains do not, right? And so we go 6 months, and they begin to think that I've just forgotten about them. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what's the risk now that you run by not staying in contact with your existing database? Just to give you some numbers, 10 to 6% of the population is going to move in any given year. So what's the risk you run? Go write that down.
6 to 10%?
6 to 10%. Yeah. So how many of your 150?
A lot.
There you go. Yeah. Right. So these are questions we've got to focus on in a shifting market, right? Good. And then the third question, what message are you sending to people in your database when you don't systematically reach out to them?
You don't care?
That you don't care. You know what the worst thing I've ever heard from someone in my database is? Well, you just seem so busy, right? That sucks, right? Because if you're too busy for them, then somebody else gets the business, right? Right, so yeah, Gene.
Or do you call and you only call when you want something?
Or you call when you only call when you want something, but that's scripts. We can deal with that, right? We'll deal with that today a little bit. Yes?
I called someone because I text her all the time and she doesn't ever respond. So I called her and she's like, "You're so nice. I never answer your text messages, and it's great that you checked in." And she's like, "I'm not ready, but I will be ready and I'll call you." So I was like, "Okay."
That's great. That's great. Yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, the way we check in with different people is different. Now, this is a lead who is an absolute like buy or sell lead, kind of came in through a lead source, right? But someone in my database who's just a friend in my sphere, probably a little different call. It's more just a, "Hey, how are you doing?" Right? I heard a script the other weekend for new agents that I love, and as they're calling through their sphere the first time, the script was this: Ford, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. How are you doing, right? And then when the person asks you, "Well, what's going on in your life?" What do you say?
Well, I'm in real estate now. I'm
Yeah.
really excited to be a part of it.
"I just started an amazing career with Keller Williams. I'm so excited about it." But hey, that's not the reason I called. So tell me, what do you guys, what are your plans for Christmas? Right? That's a good connect call. Right? You've done what you needed to do as far as getting it out there, but now you're really connecting with that person. So we want to focus on these questions. Those numbers have got to be real to us. Those potential deals have got to be real to us. So write it down someplace. How many potential listings or buyers are languishing in your database, or even worse, being seized by somebody else? So you can find this information again in your command. You can do the last visited column when you go there, and you can just kind of take a look at that. We're not going to go through that right now. So the other thing that we need to be focused on right now is our conversion rate, right? Because it doesn't do any good to make 3,000 phone calls if our conversion rate is like 0.5, right? And so we've got to be looking at what's the number of contacts we made in the week? So for Saul, 70 something, for Christina, it's 80 something, for Alice, it's 20 something, right? For everybody else, somewhere in between, I imagine, right? Good. And then the number of contacts that I defined as a lead would be, right? Contacts in my database, how many of those were leads, right? And then, dividing the number of leads by the number of contacts, right? And then the number of leads that became appointments divided by the number of contacts, divided by the number of leads, the number of appointments that signed listing contracts, right? So what we're doing is we're getting down to our ratios. For every contact in my database, I have X number of leads. For X number of leads, I get X number of appointments that sign a listing contract. Why is that powerful information? What's that?
You know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing. You can have a business plan there, right? Because other agents and other brokerages are just kind of praying to the gods of real estate that they will rain forth listings upon them, right? But you've got a number that you now know. I know, on average, because everything comes down to numbers, that for every 100 people in my database, I got 2 leads, right? Out of those 2 leads, 1 converted to a listing. So what do I need to do? I need to add more contacts. I need to make more, you know where to apply the pressure, right? So, you guys, has anyone run these numbers right now? You might be thinking, I don't know what my conversion rates are. I don't know what these numbers are. I know how many contacts I've got in my database. I know how many contacts I can make in a week. But I'm not sure how many contacts translates to leads. So what I would say, if that's where you're at in your business, make something up. I think a good rule is for every, let's just say the 10% rule, right? So for every 100, there's 1 person who's going to buy or sell. Okay. So, or 6, let's go 6%, right? Whatever it is, pick a number. For every 100 people, there's X number of leads. Now I'm guessing it's probably closer to 2 or 3 for 100 people because those people know people, right? But it's okay, if for every 100 people in my database, there's 3 leads, and how many people do I need in my database to meet my goals, and how often do I need to convert those? These are the things we've got to be focused on, we've got to be working at. That's when you wake up in the morning and you say, how am I going to hit my goals? It's not, I need to go post more stuff, or I need to go make more videos. It's, I need to hit X numbers, or I need to get my database up to 500 people, and, to get where I want to be. That's been, Sam, your goal, right? Is to get your database to how many? 500, right? Because they know if they have 500 people with all of their data, that's going to generate the lifestyle that they want. It's time we start thinking about that. Every person in your phone is a potential contact, a potential lead, right? Okay, lead generation numbers game. So here's where we get into the business of the business. In a shift, there are fewer motivated sellers and buyers. So you got to move out of your comfort zone to lead generate more than ever, starting with your existing database. For the example, we've got 900, right? So 900 divided by 6, right? Because I said 6%, or roughly 6% of the population, times 50%, because let's not count on getting all of them, right? Let's say we're only going to get 50% of them. So 900 divided by 6 times 50% equals 75 opportunities. Run those numbers on your database. Right now, in the boxes, go ahead and fill in the blank. How many people in your database? Anybody want to shout out there? Or you can use your calculators if you need to. I need to. So. All right, anybody want to shout out? How many in your database? Anybody? Anybody?
131.
131, okay. Did you do the divided by 6?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, let's do it. 131 divided by 6 equals 21. 21.
465.
0.5.
I got 11.
Yeah. 11. So 11 direct deals sitting in your database, according to the numbers here, right? So that's 11 opportunities divided by 2, right? So, do you look at your database that way? Do you look at the contacts in your phone that way? Do you look at that? So, you know, when we have you come in, or we say, hey, we want people to come in to do lead generation today, or we want you to work on your database today, we'd like you to set up smart plans for your database today. It's not because we love databases. It's not because we just really want to see you working, right? It's because we know that these numbers are your business, right? These numbers have a direct correlation to the life that you signed up to be a realtor to achieve. And you can plug this into any level that you want to. And when those numbers in your database get too high for you to handle yourself, guess what you do? You hire someone to work on your team. And then you leverage their skills so you can continue to grow that database. So these are critical things we've got to be looking at. How many people in the database, right? How many, what's the percentage? Now, if you want to run it the backwards way, I would like to do 25 units this year. I would like to do 50 units this year. I'd like to do 36 units this year. You plug it on the bottom, right? And you run that. Now, you'll see on the paper it says 10%. I think it's probably closer to 6% right now, right? Just in general. So, recalibrate your numbers. The other thing I wanted just to be focused on is that, are we tracking our goals, right? And so on your sheet here, and I'll probably end it right now because we've got to get into our awards. We'll cover the rest of the stuff at a future connection point. Are you tracking? Like, I'm going to say this over and over and over and over again, and please don't get sick of it. But if I have a Krispy Kreme franchise, I have to report my numbers to Krispy Kreme every month, right? Because if my franchise is lagging, you know what happens? I lose it. If I have a Keller Williams, I have to report my numbers every month. And if my numbers are lagging, you know what happens? You don't be a Keller Williams anymore, right? In any other business, you've got to track and report your numbers. I had Brett Rainey in here the other day. We were talking about it. And he said, oh yeah, every day. I've got to report my numbers, right? And you should see the sheets we got to report on. Every other business. The difference is in your business, you're the person you're reporting the numbers to, right? And that can give us this lax attitude, like, well, I think I'm good. Well, how many in your pipeline? Well, there's that guy. Oh yeah, that person. Oh, no, 4. Really? Do you know that? What is it written down? How are you following up? What are your steps? Are you using opportunities, right? That makes the difference. Are you tracking it? So, how are you tracking your goals? Question number 1. To meet your profit goal for the quarter, let's say, how many listings do you need to take? Have you noticed any changes in your local market that may affect this number? Absolutely, right? Okay, what's your lead conversion rate? And how can you raise it? Right now, if you're looking at this going, I don't know my lead conversion rate, I don't know my numbers, I don't know what I need to do to get there, then I'm going to point you back at Bold, right? Because what Bold is going to do is going to put you on a treadmill of production so that you're going to be doing the work of a top producer, someone who is doing 25, 30, 35, 50 deals a year. And that's the way you're going to start. If you don't know your numbers, do the work of a top producer to become a top producer, right? This is the biggest mistake people make, is they come in and they do the work of a beginner. Guess what the work of a beginner gets you? The results of a beginner. That's not why you came to Keller Williams. If you came to Keller Williams to just get started, you're in the wrong place, right? What we do here is we teach you how to run a business at a high level. And that isn't something you do someday, it's something you start doing today, right? Today, wherever you are, you work. If you want that lifestyle, you work like that now. That's what generates the lifestyle. Any questions before we move on to the rest of our meeting, our awards and our recognition? Any feedback or input from that?
What if you don't like numbers, Chris?
What if you don't? I hate them. I'll tell you what, the highest grade I ever got in a math class was I don't really want to talk about it. Right? That was it. You know what?
D minus.
What's that?
Mine was D minus.
D minus?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the numbers aren't, so let's put it this way, the numbers aren't about numbers. The numbers are about the business. And you do business at a very high level, right? And so the numbers, when we stop thinking of them as numbers or math or a test, and get that test anxiety, when you start plugging them in, well, it's like I said about budgets. If I know my numbers, I have an incredible amount of freedom. Because if I don't know my numbers, I come into the office every day and I'm in a panic and I just think I gotta do everything. If I know my numbers, I know I've got to talk to X number of people today. And that's all I've got to do.
So just detach from it.
Just detach from it. Yeah. And just embrace the freedom of it. Yes, Alice.
I find that when I do the activities, it doesn't even matter what the activities are, but when I do them, I get business. The business may not come from those activities.
Yeah.
But there's a bowl on that. What you focus on expands, or or there's another one.
Change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. I love that one too. But yeah. Yeah. If you do the work, you get the results. Right? It all comes down to just the numbers of the thing.
And the results may not come from the work that you did. It's just doing the work.
Yeah.
Result.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's something to, Alice is talking to X number of people a day. There's something to, it doesn't come from the work, but it kind of does, right? Because we talk about your RAS, right? You're training your mind to be in that real estate lead generation business. And so when someone says something, you go, bing, right? Just you let up because you've kept yourself in that place, right?
Especially at Starbucks.
What's that?
Said especially at Starbucks.
Especially at Starbucks, yeah, absolutely.
You need real estate?
It's funny because I'm in the business of growing a real estate company. Everywhere I go, I'm running into real estate agents now, right? They've always been there, right? But everywhere I go, every team my kid's on, there's one, there's one, there's one, right? They're everywhere. Because my mind is in that place, right? You see what you focus on expands. Cool. Well, hey, we'll get to the rest of this in another meeting. I obviously over-prepared. Woo! There you go. Woo! There we go. I gotta say, man, I'm excited about the fourth quarter. I keep saying this. I'm excited about the first quarter because I know if you do the work, what's going to happen is people are going to start saying, "What is happening over there? Where did that guy come from?" Right? And you're going to start getting calls from those other markets, other brokerages saying, "Hey, right?" Because they're noticing what's happening in your business, and you're going to say, "Yeah, there's no way in hell I leave because look what's happening in my business," right? Like that's where I want you, right? That's where I want your business. So anyway, let's get into our top producers.
Magic word of the day, unrecruitable.
Unrecruitable, yeah, absolutely. You know who's an easy recruit? I just want to say that. It's the people whose business is in the toilet, right? Because they're looking for answers. You've got the answer. Now we just got to do the work, right? That's what we got to get to. So, hey, top producers, PC Agent of the Month. I love this. Sarah Romero.
Yes, Sarah.
Come on up, you guys. We'll take pictures at the end of the whole group. Every time I turn around, we do a huddle every morning with the leadership, and Sarah keeps coming up, and I'm like, she's a quiet killer. She just keeps putting them on the board, so there's no picture. We're just doing this for no reason. Anyway. Hey, congratulations.
Wait, let me grab a picture.
What's going on right now
We
in
need a
your
picture.
pipeline?
Yeah.
So I'm closing escrow on October 28th, and then I have a listing up with an offer pending, and then I'm helping submit an offer for that listing. So.
All right.
Hey!
There you go.
I want a picture. Ready?
Cool. You know what I love about that? There's no business in the fourth quarter. There you go. There's just 3 transactions right there. Congratulations. Hey, this was an award I wanted to add this week because I just think it needs to be recognized. There's a lot of things I just don't like doing in the real estate industry. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to make sure that we can do our business. And we talk about this all the time. And so I just wanted to recognize Brent Beachel as an industry leader. Because if you guys have paid any attention, Brent is our representative, well, and Mary, but at CAR. He's our representative at our local association. He's at the Chamber of Commerce. Like anywhere that there's things being decided that affect you, Brent is there, and he brings it back to us. So Brent, this month you are our
We have fun.
All right.
Oh, all right, there you go. Woo! right, good deal. And here are our top team volume. What a great group of people. We have the Restory team, Kevin Allen, in third place, the Beachell team in second place, and the Hungerford team in first place. Everybody come on up, we'll hand these out. Terrible. There you go, you have that one. There you go. Tyler.
Hey,
Good deal.
pretty good.
I don't think
Picture?
Smile.
You look good.
We're gonna do a picture.
Well, sure.
We'll do a big one at the end.
Smile.
Okay, should we do one right now then? I guess
Yeah.
I'm getting forced to.
Okay.
Ready? Chris, look over here. Don't blink. Got it.
Okay. All right, congratulations, guys. We love seeing your success. Good. What's that?
Oh, my bad, girl.
All right, so good. All right, here we got top team listings with 2 units. The Bamberg team, 2 units. The Restory team, Kevin Allen, and with 4 units, the Hungerford team. Hey, Tyler, don't get your So you need to come back. Okay, good.
We're gonna-
We don't. Do we have to take a picture again?
No, I was gonna do it all at the end.
Well, I know. Here, Tyler wants on the end.
Oh.
There you go.
Whatever. They're moving around here. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready? Got it. Okay.
Nice. Wow, okay, what a great group we've got now for our top team closings. It looks very similar.
Yes, it is.
Because it is exactly the same.
So get back up
We've got
there.
the Hungerford team, the Restory team, and the Tiny Bamberg team.
Woo!
There you go, Tyler. What do you do, Ken? I think we're good.
Okay, we gotta picture.
I'll run it.
He wants it. We gotta do it right. So, right? No.
All right, good.
Hungerford is hungry.
I know.
I'm always hungry. Hungry for deals on Instagram.
The Buy-ins team had 2 closings. So they would also be on there. I'm not sure what happened with that.
I'm
we
so
will
sorry, that was
confirm that with
just-
Sam. We apologize if we missed anything. I'm not sure where those were pulled from or how that was missed.
Well, that was it's probably a
We'll make sure it
personal.
does not happen again. You wanna
People
do it?
error. Human error. Human
I
error.
know
But
that-
we'll get you up
that
on.
should not happen. So, top individual volume. We got Stephen Morales, who's not with us today. Emily Jang and Jules Farmer. Come on up, Jules.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, you need a picture.
There you go. Thank you, Jules. All right. And as I mentioned, this is a regional company with offices in Ontario, Norco, and here in Riverside. We have some dominant agents out in Norco, and Jules is obviously one of them. So, congratulations.
Well, can I say something about Jewel?
Yes, please.
I have a lot of respect for a lot of our agents, but Jewel surely stands out for me. I really do appreciate what she does for one simple little thing. She is one of a kind. She has that business mentality. She's just a winner. Boy, she's really hungry, and she knows what to do. And my gosh, I don't think anybody could duplicate her. She is unduplicatable.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's really one of a kind, and I just appreciate people like that in our business, in our KW office.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. All right, well, here we go. Top individual listings, and for the month, Stephen Morales. I love that.
Hey!
Stephen's not here, but congratulations, Stephen. Jules Farmer back again with 2 units listed, and then Christine Simonson. We have 3 units.
Oh, come on, you look great.
We're gonna get one anyway. And then Jules, you gotta come back.
We'll do one at the end.
We're gonna do one at the end too. That's what we're gonna do.
I'm good.
Oh, come on.
Just a picture of Christine.
You
running.
deserve it.
I'm gonna sneak one in.
Photograph.
Got it.
Good, okay, good deal. All right, Jules, congratulations. I think it might have helped if we did another one.
No.
Sorry, I like pictures. My
Yeah,
bad.
Tyler, you
My
ruined
bad.
it.
I feel like
Ruined
we're
it.
all on Tyler's Instagram page.
It is going on
There you go. Good, and then top individual closings looks
Get
very
back up
familiar.
there,
We've got Christine Simonson, Jules Farmer. There you go. brings us to our top
Yeah,
10
so
agents.
everybody.
So congratulations to our top 10. Jules Farmer, the Hungerford team, the Beach Hill team.
Coming up there and
Emily
take pictures
J,
with me?
the
Yes.
Restory team. Stephen Morales, the Baez team. There you go. Maria Murray, Joanna Wiley, and the Bamber team. What I love is Joanna and Bob are back. This is what, 2 months in a row we've got them in
That's
top 10.
right.
So I love seeing them back on top there. And then just don't forget, we've got our top 10 lunch coming up. What day is that?
Thursday at 11:30.
This Thursday?
That's
There's
correct.
just so much happening, people.
That's
There's
right.
So much happening. So,
So if everybody can go up to the front real
all
quick.
right, all of our winners, if
Yes,
you could come,
please.
come on up. And then-
Robert.
Even top 10 bias team, please. Sorry, here.
Bias team to join us.
I'm so sorry.
I came to winning color.
There you go.
Yeah, Brent.
Got everybody? Okay, everybody squeeze in.
Oh, everybody squeeze.
Okay. Not you, Chris. You don't win anything here. No, I'm just kidding. No, get it. Okay, ready? 1. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right.
All right. And again, you know, one of the gifts of Keller Williams is that we've got a room full of top producers, and they are not here, put this way, we've got a group of top producers with the mindset of you can't beat me, I want you to win too. And so I said this as we began, that the answer is always in the room. The answer is in the room. The wisdom that you're looking for, the little tip that's going to take you to the next level, the transaction that you're struggling with, someone in the room here has what you're looking for. Sam, did you have anything else?
Yes.
So you raise your hand?
Yeah.
Our sponsor? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know.
Don't worry. I'm not. She's got to keep me in line so I forget stuff. Good.
Oh, the
Then
birthdays.
Our birthdays, just a reminder, we have the birthdays.
Birthdays in September.
All right.
These are October birthdays.
Well, I
Well,
wanted
since
you to
last
be,
birthday,
again, because I know
so-
we like to celebrate you.
Melanie, Nina, Arthur Edwards, Tyler Hungerford, Sarah Taylor, Jack, Craig Joyce, Maria Murray, and
You
Hoot
got it.
Gwen. So happy birthday, everybody.
It's been a minute since I
We
did
will
it,
not
okay?
Sing!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Go. Happy birthday, dear everyone. Happy birthday to
Christine Simonson
Yes.
in the back room. So thank you, Christine. Our birthday cheer, I guess.
Enjoy.
There you
Yes.
go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Twice.
And then our sponsors today, City Mortgage, Jamie Huerta and Mac Gutierrez. Guys, come on up and tell us a little about your business. All right.
And the next.
And this is for the folks at home.
Obviously, this is not Hyman. This is somebody else's.
Okay. Yeah, you guys.
Good afternoon, Mac Gutierrez.
It's like you tripped your beard.
Pretty
Oh,
loud.
it's quiet.
No, this is for the people at home.
It's quiet.
People at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna project.
Got it. Good afternoon. I'm Mac Gutierrez, area lending manager for Citibank City Mortgage. I manage the LA market in Inland Empire. And today I have with me some of the top producers that manage the surrounding branches in your area. Jaime, we had a scheduling change, so he can't be here, so I got my supporting cast that's going to be here to help you guys out. But I want to make a little comment on some of the sales activity things, how the more you do, the more you get, but something interesting, right? Like, has this happened to you guys where you buy a car, and let's say that you've never had this car before, you buy a blue Ford. Next thing you know, that's all you see all over the road, blue Fords. And they stand out, you're like, man, everybody has the same car I do. It's not that everybody has it, it's just that now you're paying attention and you're in tune with that. And the same thing happens with sales activities, right? The more you do it, the more you kind of spot things and notice things that weren't there before. It's just consistency with those activities is going to help you guys get some of the results. So going back to the quick presentation, today we're going to talk a little bit about a product option that can help you guys out. 2 parts, right? To help you guys sharpen some of those product option skills of products that you have available. I know you guys have a list of options for your buyers, but this kind of product can help your buyer either be able to qualify for a little bit of a bigger house, or as you as a listing agent, be able to get that property sold at a quicker rate than you normally would, right? and that product is called Home Run. Let me pull this one aside. We're gonna get that link.
Yeah, just click it, the next thing over.
Pull this one back. Turn on.
Here.
There you go. And another hiding in the back, so I'm gonna spot David Granado standing in the back. He's hiding back there. Lydia Murillo, he's standing back there. And Renan Java is gonna help cover the presentation of this part. We're opening up the map that's gonna show you guys.
Do we have to get an address?
What's the address for this location?
7898.
7898 Mission Grove.
7898 Mission Grove.
Parkway South.
You're good, you're good.
You must be over 50 then.
I'm 52, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, city, right? Riverside?
Yeah.
Hello.
She said?
Yeah.
There we are.
The little red dot,
little
or the
dot
big red
there.
dot.
Yeah, it's right, it's down to the lower right now.
Oh, there it is.
So this is something that's gonna help you guys, with the market, tighten up a little bit, like you mentioned. It's not dying. It's not, if everybody's we're still doing business. There's still people that are buying. There's still people that are selling. You just have to work a little bit harder, right, to be able to get that client. So you got to be able to focus a little bit more and expand a little bit to try to maximize your potential of being able to get that next client. And I'll go ahead and pass it to Renan, because he's going to talk a little bit about the product option called Home Run.
Well, the way this
Well,
program.
this is for the people.
Oh,
After
yeah.
this one.
So this, you talked about the Home Run program. It's one of our flagship programs, and it's one that we're promoting heavily because it can help the clients, especially in the U.S. market. And the key points to this program, or what makes it very attractive to the buyers, it's a 3%. It's geared more to the first-time buyers, but though not exclusively. It requires only a 3% down payment. 1% has to be from the buyer. 2% can be a gift from family or from church, things of that nature. But the big thing that really helps is there's no PMI with the program. So that's, when you get in from a couple $100, $200-300 a month in savings, that allows you to purchase more house, more affordability, right? The next thing, or a key point, is that if the property or the client qualifies for that program, we also give them a $7,500 credit towards cost. That's big. That's pretty, and right? Yeah. But for now, it's $7,500, and it's a gift. It's not a loan, second, anything like that. It's a grant they could use to help offset closing costs or even buy down the rate. Additionally, the rate, since it is a portfolio product, the pricing is very competitive, very attractive. Right now, as you know, 30-year conforming is in the high 6s, 6.5% to 7%, depending on FICO and LTV and several factors. As of this morning, I priced it out from home, and it was 5.75.
Wow.
So it's a 4 percentage point lower than a conventional product. That's with 1 point, but keep in mind you're getting a $7,500, which will help pay for that. Seller credit is allowed up to, I think it's 3% of the sales price on top of that. So I got a deal the other day where they're getting $15,000 back from the seller in addition to the $7,500. So we're buying that rate down to, I think it was 5.3 a week ago, something like that.
So something I gotta make the comment though. So we were trying to show we have two mapping websites. This is like an external one, but we have one that's internal that shows us the outline by color coordinated. So it'll show us which area covers that program, which is the majority of this area, without any type of income limitations. So automatically, that property being within the mapping tool in this option, you'll be able to take advantage of that option and be able to maximize with that seller, with the lender credit. If you are not within the mapping area and you fall outside of it, then you have to qualify based on income. The income requirements is 120% of the area median income, which is still pretty flexible to be able to help you get your foot in the door on an approval to be able to purchase a property. But I kind of want to make that note though, because the other one that we use internally on our computer kind of shows you, and you can actually see the colors, and it was probably like, oh wow, this is actually a pretty wide option, which is good. It's essentially San Bernardino Riverside, the majority of Los Angeles area, but definitely San Bernardino Riverside, that pretty much the entire kind of fit under that mold.
And just one final note on this program too, we can also go up to, in the high cost areas like Orange County, LA County, and San Diego, we can go up to 970,000, at this time, 970,000, which would be agency jumbo. It's 5% down, but no MI. So, yeah.
What's the loan
The
amount?
reason,
So for the original, for San Bernardino, Riverside counties, it's conforming, which right now is 647, 250,
Yeah.
200.
Yeah.
But they're gonna increase it in the coming year in January, after Thanksgiving.
once it applies,
Yeah, it'll be increased, but for now, it's 647, 200 for 3%. If you go above that, up to 970,000, it's 5%. But there's still no MI.
with no mortgage insurance.
That's
Just
the- that's
to
the
give you a
big-
little recap of it. We're talking about.
That's huge.
That's,
Yeah,
so
what's the
that's what I was
catch?
gonna get at. So
Yeah.
the why? Why can't we do that, right? Because it's in our book. It's in our books. It's a portfolio product. So Citibank made the commitment because we had this program before, right? But we were pricing it out as your regular conforming product, which right now the conforming products on regular purchase is like
Close to, give or take.
7%. I mean, they go up and down, but let's say 7%. So we made the commitment to be able to focus that type of what we call the jumbo price. We price it out as a jumbo product for the conforming loan limits. And the reason we do this is because we keep the loan. So that's why we do. That's why we're able to do that, because we're the ones that are keeping it in the books, and it's going to be a long-term investment for us to do that. And just easy. I mean, we do FHA too, but we really don't do FHA because of product options like this that slaps FHA around. I mean, the low rates, no mortgage insurance. You have a question?
Oh yeah, I had a question. I worked with Hyman before. You guys still have that program where it's the 5% conventional for doctors with no PMI?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? That's another product too that they have, but that's a whole different meeting because that's a lot of more info. But we just have a lot of niche options that we have to be able to help out certain markets, right? Like I guess you could say the main bread and butter for Citibank is this home run product and our jumbo. Go ahead.
I got a question for you that we all agents get that same question when we go on the listing appointment, right? And the question is, we have lenders, they have what you've got. Why should I pick you?
The biggest, I mean, if you want to talk about value proposition, I don't want to get there, but we'll get there. Value proposition, I mean, for one, this type of product option, because it's a portfolio option, is not available to your regular lenders that are going to do basic Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. That's why they can't price it out at the 5 point something that we're pricing it out. That's without a buy down. We can apply a buy down on it too if you want. If you're going to get another credit, we can apply that too, and it'll be even lower. But that's just looking at comparing it, right? Now, value proposition to speak on that. We have the traffic, we have the clients, we have the locations. I manage about 26 bank branches with loan officers, so we see thousands and thousands of people come in and traffic. So you want to talk about value? We have the application, we have the pre-approvals, we have the book of business. How long have you been doing business, Renan? Getting to 20 years?
With Citibank? 19 years in the business.
19 years. So you guys can imagine this book of business of people that he stacked up throughout 20 years of experience within the bank. So most of the people that work with us are long-term, what I call lifers. They've been with us for a very long time. So value proposition is the type of book of business that we have. The opportunities that we have to be able to help support you guys with specific product options like that. But not just that, to be able to actually be able to open up the doors to our banks and work with you guys so that you guys can leverage off of that relationship and be able to get some leads and business that way. For us, it helps us out if you guys work with us though, because it helps us control the narrative with clients coming in and getting the approval. If we could keep it on a big circle that we don't control, the better for everybody.
So what's the FICO score and the DTI like?
So the FICO is, if you're at 700 or above, you can go up to 43 back end.
Okay.
If you're below 700, down to 640, I believe is the latest one. It just 41% back end, and you have to have 2 months reserves.
The FICO?
Yeah, the FICO, because we can go 640.
640, yeah.
Yeah, 640, but it requires 2 months reserves, and
But it's in that it's
38.41.
your standard lender that might go on a conventional 49%. We keep it at 43. I mean, just basically getting rid of the mortgage insurance.
Right.
Usually talking about $400 right off the bat right there.
Yeah,
So
but
it's a big gap of
It's
savings.
700 with 1 month reserve and 43 back end.
Okay.
So yeah, that's our base right there, that we can definitely help leverage, help connect with you guys. We appreciate the opportunity. If you guys do have any questions, we'll stick around and you guys can pull us on the side. And like I mentioned to you on the value proposition, right? If you guys are interested in working with some of the high producers in the area that have the contacts, have those pre-approvals, it's just a matter of asking. Okay, thank you guys.
Hey, so we talked about this last week, no programs. This one sounds pretty good. So the guys will be around taking questions, and thanks for guys coming. Melanie, we have a 50/50?
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
I'm a very bad.
Find out the winner of the $42, right?
One time at the beginning.
1598.
Woo! To that person.
$1598.
Again, that's last.
Anybody? $1598? Sam?
Hold on, let me confirm.
With those socks on, you were already winning. Those are good socks, right? I noticed them all the way back here.
All right.
Hey Sam, give us your sock plug.
Sam, I can hear you. I don't have a very 41.
Lunch is on Sam. Woo!
All right. And that concludes our meeting. Have a great day, everybody. Make sure you connect and go out and do the work and get your business.
Thank you. Especially you, Eric. All right. Thank you.
Who works in the Riverside range? No, I don't want to.
How do you actually